Tell me some, realest nigga ever did it, tell me some.
Hi everybody, it's Ebony JB and I'm back with another video, and it has been a minute since I posted. I think I posted last week, but it still feels like a while. It's been a minute since I've gotten back into the YouTube side of things because I've been so busy. I've been going through it as well, so it's just like I took a break. I always take a break when I need to. Yeah, all the day one freaking go hard hip hop heads on my channel are probably wondering, where the heck is my Roc Marciano series? Where is episode 3? Where's my reaction to Reasonable Drought? And here it is. I did a poll what seems like forever ago about whether I should react to Reasonable Drought because I had already done a reaction to it like last year or the year before that, and I got through half the album and then my camera died, and then all the footage was lost. For some reason it didn't save at least half of the video. So I was like thinking, oh my gosh, now I can't have a genuine first reaction because I've listened to half, or it was a bit less than half, but I've listened to around half of this album and the footage is gone. So I thought, hey, let me just leave this album for a long time. Let me not add it to any playlist. Let me not listen to it ever again and kind of forget about it, and forget, maybe my ears will forget that I ever heard it, and I can then give a slightly genuine reaction, even though I have technically heard a bit of the album before. But here it is. I'm excited to do this video because, again, I have really forgotten. I don't really know what anything sounds like anymore, or any tracks that I was really vibing with. I can't remember what tracks those were. It's also going to be the first time in which I have looked at an artist in a series and their production, because this is Stove God Cooks and Roc Marciano, and Roc Marciano is more so the producer for Reasonable Drought. Stove God Cooks is doing a lot of the performance, but I really want to analyze Roc Marciano's production skills because from his other 2 tapes that I've listened to on this channel, his production skills in there were A1. So I want to see now, just really focus on that, and because he's more than just an artist, a rapper, he's also a producer, and that is a very great skill to also have when it comes to music. Production is vital, it's so key, it's the bare bones of the music, so it's just as important as any flows that is wrapped on top of it. It's the first time I'm really looking at an artist for their production skills in a series. I'm very excited to do that, and I'm also just excited to hear some Stove God Cooks and excited to hear some of that gutterish hip hop that we all love. Let's just get into it now. Long introduction, let's get into it.
The plug come late, joy come in the morning, then the plug come. I just wanna be successful.
I just wanna be successful. Little Trey Songz, Drake lyric there. Interesting, the start of this album coming with that fire, coming with that boom energy that a rap album should have, grabbing your attention, sounding really triumphant, like all the sounds are sounding really majestic right now.
Too intrepid, you got collage work, his shit mixed with his shit, mixed with day work, my shit is Cinderella slipper, I ain't
collage work, this person's stuff with this person's stuff, you got a blend, you're stealing from everyone else, but his stuff is Cinderella fit, glass slipper only fits him. Nobody else can try fit into those slippers. Nobody else can try and fit into his flow, his style, his cadence.
Dancing on the plate, they wrote my story out in invisible ink. They like, what took so long? I'm like, nigga, I scale fish, boy, I move units. Stepped on it pure, but I hit the other 30. Left 6 pure, but I stepped on 30. Yes, young nigga, DMT the trip, I'm coming with you. It all equals my soul, icy as cool gray 11s.
Something really like chasey about this production. It goes do 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 do. It's like it gives a pace to the track. It makes it sound really edgy. You've got that sample, really close cut. That sample just going like, Lord knows what the original word was being said, because all I'm getting now is like, and it adds to the pace of the track. It makes it sound like, more edgy. It makes it sound more risque. It makes it sound just more dark.
Shame on you when you step through the stove, got that walk on cold water. The yacht, the garden again. He ballin' again. That boy think he hardin' again. That wire hit the bank. Joy come in the morning, but the plug come late night.
Yeah, I like that. Rolls Royce brake lights is insane. Great introduction to this album. I love the hauntingness of the production, not hauntingness, but the speed of the production, the edginess of the production, the sample play, excellent. And Stove God Cooks, he just rocked on that. He just flew on that really great. I can't lie, I was loving the buzz he was giving there. I was loving it all.
Sold the brick out the church parking lot, hallelujah.
Oh.
Out the church parking lot, hallelujah. I took the work and baptized it. I ran it up and lot, hallelujah.
Yeah, this is good.
When they come, you better hold it. Out of all these rap niggas, I'm the goldest. Ship whoa, and let the non-believers that jumped off the bitch go. Then you flex floating by broke nigga. 30,000 round my bitch throat. Stamping my likeness from the way that I whip cold. I just want the conscious guys to fuck with my whip talk. Don't you die taking this shit, work with you. The price don't change, but I can work with you. I can work like another fucking hate. It's always gonna be one Solange in the elevator. Sold the brick out the church parking lot, hallelujah.
No Solange in the elevator lyric. This is a really impressive track. I was just really taken aback that I couldn't talk too much through it because I loved the the dragging production. I loved how it sounded so dark. It sounded so but it was a different type of darkness this time. It wasn't that typical like dark production that we get when it comes to hip-hop music or rap music. It was like voodoo dark, like, you know, something magical, mysterious, something not quite right is cooking in the pot. That kind of darkness there, you know, where it's just like a borderline between the physical and the not physical, if you know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm talking about. Very, very capturing. So I really couldn't talk. I was just digesting the production, but I love that track. I think that's definitely up there for me. It goes hallelujah, and it's just like he's saying what is a word of like glorifying, you know. I think it's a word of praise, but he's saying it in such a dark, despondent kind of not despondent, but it's saying it on such a dark, freaking otherworldly production, saying it on such a dark, otherworldly track that it's like, what are you praising though? This hallelujah is definitely not praising God.
Tell me some. When this nigga ever did it, tell me something. Tell me some.
Hold up, how can you come in with tell me something and then there's a choir? I don't even know what the freaking tonal musical freaking flow of the choir is, but the choir was choiring. That's an instant favorite. I'm going to take it back.
Tell me some. When this nigga ever did it, tell me some. With all that magic bottled up, daddy made me after a fight. Mama ain't wanna fuck. That's the shit that I'm a product of.
That's so dark. He's a product of a fight. The mom didn't even want to have. She didn't even want to do the dirty, and she did it. She did it. You know. She did it. Possibly against her will. She did it when she didn't want to. That's a dark way to be conceived, and he's saying he's a product of that. So maybe he's suggesting that is why he's ended up the way he is, you know, product of your environment. But in this case, he's taking the environment, not even childhood days, he's taking it to the embryo days, the fetus days. Like, the environment then was a hostile one.
That nigga, just his name in a nod, he wanna brrrr in the Maybach John down the way. Now we out in LA racing race, say my name in vain, get your face split, nigga, taste this. Fitting my daughter with chinchillas to the petting zoo, got my bitch eating.
Sorry, I'm eating sweet. Him saying these playful, not really giving a heck lyrics like his daughter wears chinchillas to the petting zoo. Like, imagine that. Imagine your daughter's wearing chinchillas to the petting zoo. She's like, got the fur on these dead animals. And she sees like a meerkat or a squirrel or whatever kind of animal that's related to chinchillas in that same kind of family. And she's like, hey, yeah, I'm wearing your distant cousins. Like, that's just really offensive. It's quite funny, but it's also like, wow, you wore them to at least wear them privately. Like, the animals don't need to see you wearing they're cousins.
Chickens cake. Bitch, my wrist amazing. Don't make me go through all my time. Tell me something. What this stamp like? Tell me something. And we aced it. Don't let them tangle up your laces. Why you think they call? Your crib ain't even worth my bracelet. Aviani just gave my Protector facelift. Like the masses, I was thinking roll, thinking bold. I cracked the code. I was thinking all this shit. Tell me some.
Tell me some. Loved every track so far, from beginning, Rolls Royce brake lights to now Crosses. Every track has been amazing. I am very, very excited for the rest of this album because the start has been amazing. I'm loving the production from Roc Marciano. This kind of hostilic choir that he's put in the background, because it's like a choir which was to be peaceful, calm, collected, but we've got him, this choir humming these really like droned bass notes. They're making the choir sound a bit more hostile with those bars and that flow that is aggressive to match this kind of daunting, hostilic environment that is created by the production. It's great stuff. Really, Roc Marciano is accommodating Stove God Cooks in so many different ways. He's bringing different production each time in these first 3 tracks, and each time Stove God Cooks is able to, you know, manifest a new type of flow or rhythm on it. Yeah.
Ghostface killers in the raid. Yellow tape, purple tape. Killers in the rain. My nigga in the feds with no day. Clouds look like. Fuck what it costs, what it cook like. I wrote the cocaine Quran. I told you once we get the cocaine, it was on. Oh, nigga, this the overdose. The greatest thing to hang from the cross, the sacrificial goat. Chop into my clip, lay on it. I've been getting at it without a mention. White sand make the Cayman Beach look like my kitchen. Asking, can we talk like Tevin Campbell? In the Milano hood.
Can we talk, girl, I want to know. This is only because he referenced it right now, but this track so far, Break the PYREX, I love the introduction of it. I think that the hook that Stove God Cook started with was great. He's like, in the rave. I like that. Like, production is interesting because we've got something going like something's being cooked at the cookout, and you know it's looking real nice. It's like this little burger here is definitely doing it. It sounds like he's got that kind of sound effect in there. Then we've got a you. One thing I will say so far is that the play with sound effects and samples, it's amazing. You know, like when you have a symphony, and a symphony is a collection of all these different instruments, you know, from different families, the wind brass, the violins, this, that, and the other. It's like he's creating a symphony, but with like hood sounds. It's crazy.
Up ahead on the mantle. You rather a bullet or the karma get you. Fuck it, I let a bullet be your karma. Better calm it. All this from bending these rules. Alkaline water, infinity pool. I gave you validity back, kneeling to the bins on them niggas screaming, fell in there. For the rental, for the work, then we jet. Ghostface killers in the raid.
Yeah.
Yellow tape, purple tape.
Yeah, that's good. Break the PYREX is an instant favorite. Oh, I just love the it's in the rain. Yellow tape, purple tape. And it's just like, you're just like, yes! You just want to bring in sound effects, the way he's put in these merge, these effects. Roc Marciano's production skills right now are really loving them in Break the PYREX because there's so much different things going on. And together you've got this really hood track.
Just trying to make it home. Rental car packed, I'm trying to make it home. I'm just trying to make it home. I'm just trying to make it home. Got the fags on my phone. Ooh. Upstate brick breaker. Still got one hand on the rock like cliffhangers. It's reserved for the niggas that's clapping. You ain't shit but a packet of sucker sauce. This jet on shorts, feds ring the sweet better than the Texas Longhorns. Had to applaud them cracks. My third eye awake, my bitch vegan. My closet full of skeletons. My garage is possessed by a demon. That's when the ghost is in it. Tell the record label they get no percentage. I'm just trying to make it home.
Jim Boheim is like a decline for me in terms of Stove God Cooks and his rap on it, just in terms of it didn't draw me in this flow and the style that he chose to do in this track as much as his other tracks, as much as the ones I've heard previously. But still the quality was there. This is not to say that it's lower quality. This is just to say that it wasn't something that I personally I catch myself listening to a lot. Just off the first listen though, you know, things can grow on you, and with more listens you can appreciate things more. This is a Roc Marciano episode, so we're focusing kind of mainly on production. Roc Marci again came with that kind of haunting production, great quality stuff. Nothing I can ever comment and say that feels a bit weird there, that sound doesn't really fit there. There's nothing I can critique. Honestly to God, the production for this one was a bit more like church graveyards, another creative stance that he can successfully take and tick off his list. He can do so many bags, I can tell. Roc Marciano is really touching every kind of sound and every kind of vibe.
It's raining cats and dogs and bricks, splashing through these dogs and bricks, splashing through these money puddles. We rich, splashing through these and bricks. 100 kilos, run up the C notes.
We've got some discordant piano there, sounding a bit odd. He's playing some weird kind of keys there, and it's making the track feel very uncomfortable. You're not supposed to, you know, be enjoying. You're supposed to feel a bit unsettled. You're supposed to be like, ooh, this is a bit weird.
Pray for me though. Pray for me though. Valentino, glass of Pinot. 36 to 63 O's. That's the reload. Rihanna twerking up on the plug. Run off with my ideas. Have shooters in put up. The work just landed. We gon' make it snow for months. Show no love. I don't give a fuck about it. Bet you never seen a Maybach with young niggas dumping out. Cash on. Yellow indigo child, golden rich trap god. Like Haile Selassie. If I can do it, you. Nah, I ain't gonna.
I really like the wordplay in this track that Stove Cold Cooks has done. He's done stuff like Wheel of Fortune, you know, raining cats and dogs and bricks. I like that. I like the play. He's being a bit more playful, a bit more creative, a bit more out of the box with his lyrics in this track, you know. So that kind of imagery there, and the way he's creating different types of imagery in his lyrics is great stuff. I'm liking his play on it. Again, it feels like a very uncomfortable track, but what Stove Cold Cooks is actually rapping about over it isn't really that uncomfortable. I mean, it's that typical hardcore street rap. The lyrics that, you know, that aren't really like that vivid or descriptive on like something gruesome or something really harsh about that lifestyle. He's just talking generally about the harshness of the lifestyle. So it's like maybe he could have gone a bit dark, a bit more twisted with his lyrics, because the production is so twisty. Definitely a track that I've enjoyed listening to, and I probably will listen to it a bit more to see just how much I like it, whether it would make my playlist and I'd listen to it daily.
I'ma buy them all once I hit the kitchen, see if this one bite. I should be beyond all this stove shit I be on. Vision came alive in your face, I'm the 3D guy. He started dancing when them bullets hit his side. Crabs in the bucket, they try and fuck us. I dump on your bucket, you die ducking, fuck it. Can't make felons.
This production is mad. It's like there's like a going on in the background. I don't know, it sounds like, it's so trippy. Like it sounds like Wild West kind of souls, blues, kind of soul and blues, and it just sounds like old and earthy and wild and raw. That great production, really. It's just nothing sleazy, nothing low quality about it.
How come every time I win your name, me too? Like when I got a brick, you was like me too. You was like me too. When I was fucked up, it was just me. Where was you? 3200 fiend. How we go from dancing on things to magazines.
I can't lie, I really like Burton State. I feel like Stove God, his flow there was great. I'm really liking Stove God and his lyrics and the way he picks words and the way his pen is. I might just get into him on his own sometime, you know, like just listen to him without really focusing on the production, you know what I mean? Because I have to really divide my ears a bit more different in this episode, because I'm trying to really focus on production, because it's for Roc Marci I'm here. But Stove God, he catches me several times. I'm like, woof, I like what you just said. I like what you're saying there. I like how you put things together. Gonna get into him. low-key reggae vibes from this. I don't know why.
No, I can't let you go nowhere, cause your pussy so good. You know I love when you sweat. I loved you way before you were shifting in your Jeep. Way before I ran that thing up to like 900 G's. You know a mill was the dream. Now we vision a billion, you better. But I can't let you go now. No, I can't let you go nowhere, cause your pussy so good.
Can't lie, the thing I like the most about this track is the production. You know, the lyrics aren't really, you know, for me. They're for, you know, but they're not for. They're not, you know, they're very descriptive of the female body. It's just that I personally don't desire to listen to that so much. So the main thing there for me is the production, the kind of weird plucking, and then the bass. There's a lot of guitar emphasis in this track. Very peeled back production. Definitely felt a lot more airy. Not so many sounds. It wasn't like a symphony of sounds anymore. It was like really skeletal, really bare bones. Just really getting down to the basics of things. And maybe that's why Stove God Cooks came with this kind of more, you know, sexual and slightly primitive way of, you know, just rapping, because he was rapping just basically about those primal urges. Ooh.
Rich nigga dreams.
Okay.
My young boy.
Okay. He didn't even say much. Just the first, that was enough for me for it to go straight to the playlist.
In my Pradas, I always had rich nigga dreams. My young boy got the tag with the baby. I'm like, fuck it, let's run it up again. You ain't cut from the same thread that they sold me up. Bitch, I'm rich, Porter mixed with PYREX, king of the re-rock. My young boy got the tag with the baby.
Yeah.
Met her to the pot, turn lava lamp.
I really like how Sylvie's coming rich nigga dreams. He's really singing it out and then matching the lyrics, because the lyrics saying he's wish he had these dreams. You're dreaming, you're looking into the sky and you're hopeful, and he's going dreams. It sounds like he's singing it out, like he really was dreaming those dreams. So it's crazy. I'm liking Lava Lamp a lot. I can't say that the production is really catching my eye right now because I'm a bit distracted by Stove God Cooks. But I guess that's because Roc Marci is just accommodating him so well. Let me focus a bit more on this production.
Be for real. Pretty ass twins, I think I'm fucking be for real. My immigrant baby. See again. Back to Mercedes again. I just bust a check open, they ready to pay me again. Label mix. I brought some dead broke niggas back to life. I did. I can make the blind see the.
It has that, the production has that typical hip hop bounce of the dun 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 dun. It's slightly in the background, and the thump of the boom 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 boom. It's just a typical bounce, you know. I've heard it before in like I don't know. I definitely feel like I've heard it in like several like 50 Cent tracks, where it's just like boom 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 boom, or even like G Unit. Maybe it was a G Unit track, just something like that, you know, where it's just like it's got that boom boom. So we got that, and we got the doom, kind of like a droning sound. It really does sound like dungeon, like a low underground, which is why we've got, you know, that's why it's probably accommodating Stove God Cooks so well that I almost didn't notice how smooth it was. But it's a very smoothly produced track, just so accommodating of what Stove God is rapping and how he's rapping. Stove God really came into this track with the right kind of flow. So Lava Lamp is a favorite for me. Okay. This feels like some Godfather, Scarface, you know, Italian mobsters in New York kind of. Sounds like I need to change my name to something Pacino. The foreignness to it. It has a bit of a kind of foreign, I don't know, European, Italian feel to it, and I don't know why, but that's the vibe it gives.
That was for this chatter come with drastic measures. Titanic diamond, iceberg, Shaggy chasing Scooby-Doo across my side of your Jetta. Have you climbing to the trunk? Should've wore his trunks the way that boy got. You can't move out here, you paralyzed. You got a pair of eyes, I'm tripled up. We make be pop, lock, get shot, die with that ring in your nose. They the early bird, snatch the Holy Spirit out your robe. I'm a cocaine god, you a clone. That white jump like Chris Mullin. Pardon the footprint I left on the brick. A fossil of me is just this. You don't really mean that shit you rhyming, do you? The rental came packed with powder like ramen noodles.
I really really like John Starks. There's not really a hook here. It's just kind of, you know, Stove God doing his thing on this kind of European feeling track. I love the production of this track. I love the it sounds like it's telling a story. It sounds like it's taking you into, as I said, like New York, I don't know, in the 70s, 80s with the Italian mobsters and all these things, you know, just like smoking cigars, and it's taking you into a time, and therefore it's really telling a vivid story. I really like this production so much, and I think this is probably one of the tracks that I would highlight for this production, just because I personally just enjoy how it took me somewhere. I really like it. Definitely a favorite.
To the clouds. Still smelling like a brick right now. Still like a brick right now. How we build this shit from the ground.
This track is great. This track is so great. It's the it sounds so promising. It's a track of promise and hope, and he's saying he smells of crack. It's so great. What's so great about this track is that it sounds so promising. You're thinking, oh, there's change here. They've left that life behind. They're just rich guys now with a past, but you know, the future's different. The future's brighter days. But he's saying that he's still carrying the scent from the old days. There is still that hint of the past in the whiff of his freaking cologne. I find that so interesting.
Still smelling like a brick right now. We was dreaming off the project steps. Mama know I'm home, but told the feds that I just left. My money machine still don't get no rest. I'm the illest nigga, word to God. When that race start, nigga, don't you stall. Ain't some trill ones running with you so you can pass baton if you get tight. Way before we whip coat, way before we stumbled on that plug. Shout out to Big Bro. He told me how to put these words together. Then I got God tatted on my face.
I really need to get into Stove God Cooks. I like his flow a lot. He has, I hate to use this word, but he has this swagger. He has this, a more refined word of that would be debonair. He's so easy. There's an easy elegance. That's what swagger, that's what debonair is. There's an easy elegance, there's an easy drip, there's an easy vibration from him, that he's so in tune with the rap, he's so in tune with his pen. You know, the people like Griselda guys, like Benny and them lot, Benny particularly, his flow is quite harsh, quite brutal. His flow to me is a pain pen, if that makes sense. Benny sounds like he's writing in pain. Like it's so like there's rarely any brightness to Benny's pen. It's like just hardcore intensity, and that's his style and tone. But Stove God Cooks, he's more relaxed with it. You can tell he's plucking at things. You can tell that ideas are just floating around, and he's easily just picking things. There's an ease to it. There's different styles, you know what I mean? For him, it seems so easy, and there's an easy elegance to his rapping, and it's creative and playful, but still hardcore. You can tell he is a rapper. You can tell he writes his own stuff. You can tell that he's him genuinely enjoying doing this.
Shadow for a mention that you tripping. Maserati dipping. Bust down rolling dripping out the trenches. Got it jumping on the first from 4th and inches. Still smelling like a brick
right now.
Still smelling like a brick right now.
Cocaine Cologne is an instant favorite for me. I love the production, the promise, the prosperity, the elegance, the hope it brings. Very different feel, very different track and compared to the rest. It was really good to see the diversity of Roc Marciano's skills, the different kind of scenes he can create.
You'll be drinking in the cafe on the corner after the show.
Energy, I just matched it. Ask me what I do outside Philippe, I walk on water.
I'm sorry, I'm so confused, but it's a brilliant confusion. What is Marciano doing? He's kind of got like this kind of, I don't know, 70s, 80s love song trumpet going on with a doo-doo-doo, which makes you feel like someone's gonna come and sing some next romantic stuff. And then he's got some kind of not synthy, but they're like pads, they're like soft kind of pad keys doing some next kind of futuristic sound. Like, what is this?
Boom! They thought Prince was back the way they sent me some. Purple rain on him, whip the cane on him. Then I hit the vein on him, switch the lane on him.
Yeah.
Play If I Ruled the World by Esco while I close Esco and speed off in the Lexus. You now fucking with the best shit. Hanging from a money tree. All
Balenciaga stamp is insanity to me. The production for me is definitely another highlight. More of a highlight than whatever it was I said was a highlight before. I forgot. It's like Balenciaga stamp is insanity. I love the different eras that Marciano blended in there. He blended in like the romance kind of 70s, 80s, maybe even 90s era. And he blended the disco era, and he blended, it was really odd and strange to have a such a hardcore rapper like Stove God rap over that, but he rapped over that so seamlessly, which goes to show the creativity of rappers like these people like Stove God, Marciano. Them being able to rap over these beats shows their skill, because rap nowadays has evolved where the production is very beat heavy, and lots of rappers rely on the boom boom boom, or the beat of it. They rely on the bass of it. They rely on the little, what's it called, the hi-hats of it or whatever of it. But here we've got these tracks, these instrumentals, no beats whatsoever, really, just a variety of sounds, a collage of sounds, hood sounds, creative sounds, out of the box sounds, creating the scene, the era, or the vibe, and the artist comes and accommodates that without reliance on a beat to form the flow or structure their flow. Stove God is just going in the flow he likes over a beat, but the flow that he likes, the flow he's picked, is so well chosen for such a diverse bit of a production that is Balenciaga stamp. I like that track a lot. We're at the end now of Reasonable Drought. Finally, we reacted to it. Finally, we are here. I know everyone was waiting, and I am so sorry. Things happen, and in the right time, you know, I decided I finally got into it. You know, in the right time, I finally got into it. So what can I say? My general statement of this album is that it's really mesmerizing. It's a solid, probably if I had listened to it in 2020, I would have said it was one of the most solid albums of 2020. Cannot believe that I'm only listening to it now, but as I said, there's a right time to everything. It's a mesmerizing album with a variety of hood sounds, creating or taking you to a variety of hood places. That's my general statement. I would say that, you know, Roc Marci's skills were really shown here. He showed what he could do with a sample. He showed what he can do with weird sounds. And at the end, he showed what he could do with eras. I find it so interesting that he was able to tick 3 things off like that in this album. Loads of producers, they will produce an album and you will get the same kind of vibe in each track. You know, you will see their kind of skill, their kind of signature mark throughout every single track. But it's like Roc Marci's signature mark is that he has no signature mark. It's like he's doing everything and anything that you want, which is crazy. Great producer. And that's all I can really say. I'm kind of lost for words, but he is a great producer. I would probably rate this album based on his production. Oh, but let me give a small comment actually to Stove God Cooks before I rate the album, because as much as I'm focusing on Roc Marci, I cannot help but state that Stove God is an amazing rapper. His flow, as I said, so easy. There's an easy debonair to it, but it's still hardcore. But it's not like pain hardcore. It's not aggression hardcore if we're talking people like DMX or whatever. It's not pain hardcore like people like Benny. It's not suave hardcore like Westside. The harsh realities of the street, he's easing into it. It's quite easy and playful, and he's still, you know, just having fun with it. There's a bit more of a fun element to Stove God Cooks rapping, and I love it. So yeah, that's my comment on him. The production, as I said, amazing. 3 different things ticked off. You know, I can't really discuss my criteria for this because it's like I'm kind of mainly focusing on a producer, but the album definitely had a lot of boom tracks. out of 12, I think I've added like 8 or 9 to the playlist. It definitely had a lot of creative sense because, I mean, it's Roc Marciano and he creates vibes that stuff got easily accommodated. So, you know, that's it really. In terms of my ratings for it, I would definitely say that it is an 9 out of 10. I think I'd actually give it a 9 out of 10. Such a solid album. So that is my reaction and review to Reasonable Drought by Stove Cold Cooks and Roc Marciano, who produced by Roc Marciano. My 3rd episode of the Roc Marci series. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button if you're new here, and leave a comment down below of your thoughts. I'll see you guys all next time.